So very quickly, we'll be talking about a concept that is very much important. Okay, a concept that is very much important. It is like the spice. It is like a textbook spice of SMC. Okay, and it's the concept of manipulation and neutralization. Okay, I told you all that one of the reasons why I was not a fan of NFC from the beginning was because of the fact that, like I'll always say, we don't trade English on the charts, but then we cannot actually do SMC concepts without all this grammar. Okay, yeah, I can actually simplify all of this and then teach them as very simple concepts, but then I'll rather do all of the teachings and all of the grammar in my session for you guys, okay? Considering the fact that this is the first set of people I'll be teaching anything pertaining to smartphone. Please, you can mute your mic if you know you're trying to move around or stuff, so I don't get the echo from my back end. So considering the fact that this is the first set of guys I will be teaching concepts, we just have to explain them for what they actually are, or what it actually is, rather. Okay, so today I'll be talking about the concept of manipulation and manipulation. Okay, and then I'm hearing myself. Who's that? All right, and then we'll be going straight into illustrations and chat examples, so I would not waste your time. Now, what is the concept of manipulation? Okay, just as the name implies, it is nothing too extra. It simply means to manipulate.
See your screen, sir.
You can't see my screen?
Yes.
Who else cannot see my screen, please? Apart from us, you can see my
I can see your screen, but your voice is low.
Okay, I can see it now.
I can see your screen.
Is my voice low?
Your voice is better now.
Okay, it's better now.
Oh. All right, let me see. Does this sound better now? Better now?
Yeah, it's better
Yes.
now.
Yes.
All right. So the concept of manipulation and neutralization. Okay, I was supposed to do a few things in market structure today, but I think I'll just introduce this and then we'll do markets top-down analysis rather. We'll do top-down analysis the next time. But let's do this today. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So the concept of manipulation and neutralization. So what is manipulation? For those of us who are coming from the retail space, I think every one of us is actually coming from the retail space, including myself. Okay, I was who was I talking to earlier? And then I mentioned the fact that I've just been within the SMC space for I think this is my 3rd month. The coming month will be my 3rd month. Yeah, April, May, June. Yeah, the coming month will be my 3rd month as an SMC enthusiast or an SMC trader, so to say. Okay, so all of us are actually coming from the retail space. Now, both SMC traders and what we call retail traders are all retail traders because we are not institutions. So we are all retail traders. But when I say retail traders, I am talking about the support and resistance space. And then we are trying to move to the supply and demand space. Okay, so the concept will actually feel very new and seem pretty new to a lot of us, but then it is normal. Okay, sometimes I feel the same way, so you're not doing bad. if you keeping on, you get the desired results. So everything I'm teaching you guys are actually stuffs I had learned within the last 2 months. Okay, so it's not impossible if you give it time. All right, so the concept of manipulation. When we trade retail, we were taught the concepts of support and resistance, equal highs, equal lows, double tops, double bottoms, triple tops, and so on and so forth, okay? But most times you see price get to a double top, okay? For instance, let's use this as a double top, right? And then give you an impression of a sell-off, but continues back, violates the zone, right? Give me a minute. All right, violates the zone and continues in your direction, okay? Now, what we have here is the simple concept of manipulation, okay? So at this point, you were simply manipulated, okay? And then we have this here as our change of character. Now, what is change of character? Change of character is lower time frame break of structure occurring after a reaction from a higher time frame zone. Change of character is lower time frame break of structure occurring after a reaction from a higher time frame zone. I hope that makes sense to you. If it doesn't make sense, please after now, you can backward the video a bit and then watch through one more time. Okay, so what happens in settings like this? This is like the textbook. If you see me talk, most times I talk about my confirmation and I say I'm looking out for a confirmation and I draw something like this, okay? Or it may be single, okay? It may just be this. It may just be this. Okay, so this here is our change of character. I'm not talking about change of character today. I'll deal with change of character when I begin to talk about top-down analysis, okay? But I'm trying to talk about this concept today. So this is like my typical entry model. This is the model 1, SMC model 1. So what they do here is that they induce you with the double top or double bottom formation, right? That is the manipulation. And then they neutralize it when they actually change character and then come back here to mitigate. Now, this concept in most SMC sessions, you see it called, let me do that pretty fast for those of you who would want to type. SP, oh, sorry. I think all right, SP plus BOS or MBOS, rather. MBOS plus RTO. And somebody asked what RTO was the other day. Okay, RTO simply means return to order block or return to optimum trade entry, or whatever you choose to call it. Return to order block or return to optimum trade entry, okay? MBRS simply means minor break of structure, which is another word for intent or another word for change of character, right? Minor break of structure, because like I said, change of character is simply lower time frame break of structure reacting from a higher time frame zone or point of interest. Okay, so SP here simply means stop purge. Stop purge or stop hunt are the same thing. Okay, now this is your stop purge because all the traders who had sell setups inside of here reacting off double top, price will actually go back up to what stop you out of the trade. So hitting your stop losses, right? So this is a stop purge. At this point, we have stop purges. Okay, stop losses begin to get liquidated, and then price. So this is just a form of engineering liquidity, and then price grabs into all of that liquidity created by your orders and your stop losses, right? And then neutralizes the manipulation. neutralizes the manipulation, and then mitigates supply and begins to sell off. Okay, I want to believe everybody's following. I'll take it again. Manipulation is just the formation of your inducement here. Okay, double top, and then we have the reaction that made you feel like we are actually going to sell off. And then we came back up, right, to grab liquidity as stop purge. Okay, we came to grab liquidity up here as stop purge. Okay, and then we mitigated this level of supply and demand, right? Which is actually supply level. So the supply can be found at the base of your high, at the peak of your high, rather, while demand
Yes,
can
sir.
be found at the base of your low. Okay, when I begin to teach rallies and base,
Sorry, sir. What did you call the SP?
stop purge or stop hunt.
Okay, stop purge.
Yeah, stop purge, PURG.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have a continuation to the downside. So this is a typical model 1 entry. This is an entry model 1 for SMC. This is SMC textbook entry. Okay, so this is what it would look like if we have a single high. And then let me illustrate what it should look like if we are looking out to take sellers. Okay, simply look this way. To take buyers rather, sorry. All right. So what we simply have here is the same thing. The same thing. Okay, I'm refusing to be excessively elaborate about it because I don't think it warrants all of that. They're actually very simple concepts. I don't want to start making them seem very complicated. So forgive me if I'm not being as elaborate as I should. Probably when we get on the charts, I'll be able to do all of that. Then back to Arutio. Okay, so this would serve as our MBOS. Okay, so this is the sell model. This is the buy model rather, while this is the sell model of the manipulation and neutralization. So to manipulate simply means to create an inducement that makes sellers or buyers feel the need to begin to engage in price while they go back to just tap into the liquidity that has been created by those orders around here. Okay, and then we sell off breaking structure or breaking minor structure or changing character. And then we see a retrace back into the zone to actually mitigate the newly formed demand or supply level that would cause the sell-off or the continuation of the trade. Okay, it's quite very simple. Now, we only look out for these things. Price is fractal, so they happen on all time frames, okay? But we look out for these things on our entry time frames. Okay, we look out for these things on our entry time frames, and this has served as my model 1 for entry. I'll teach you guys model 1, model 2, model 3, and probably model 4, which is the field BMS model. Okay, but then, and this is what we're looking at today. So let's get on the chart very quickly if we are satisfied with the illustration, and then let's see how they play out, how smart money is able to manipulate and then neutralize their manipulation in order to cause price to move in their direction. Like I said, this is the ultimate smart money footprint. Okay, so it's just sign for smart money traders to know that we have smart money involvement on a particular chart or in a particular asset. Okay, so let's get on to the charts very quickly. What are we looking at? Let's see Euro JPY. Let's see Euro JPY. Okay, let's see USD JPY. I actually want to use something I have not analyzed yet. Somebody suggest a pair. Let's work. Here's the CHF.
USD card.
USD card. Okay, let's see USD card then. I think I had marked that. All right, I have not. Good. So this is the 1 hour time frame. I'll just try to spot. Like I said, we are coming off. It has to happen after a reaction from a higher time frame point of interest. So I'll just try to get you something very easy. Okay, price is fractal. So I can actually spot one here, which is actually pretty. Okay, but then this would not be the best. But let's see. Let's just mark it out. We'll move to a smaller time frame and then look at more details on this. Okay, I did not have a fine BOS here, but then it's fine. This actually passes for a BOS when you trade currencies because 1 pip or 0.005 pipettes below price is still BOS. Okay, so I actually want to give you guys clear textbook approaches. I wouldn't take this. Let's move down to smaller time frames. 15 minutes will do justice to that properly. Justice. All right, great. Okay, so this should serve as my stopwatch, right? And then we had price give us the impression we are going to sell off this level, okay? But then we came down here and then we broke structure. And then we returned back to this level of supply and we sold off. So this is manipulation, and we have neutralization as well as mitigation and then continuation. Okay, when I teach you transfer of funds.
So please.
Yeah.
Hello, please explain it again, please. Sorry.
I will. That's what I'll explain throughout this video. So just stay with me. You actually get it. Okay, that's everything I'll be explaining throughout this video. So just like I explained on the diagram I had, an area that gives you an impression you're going to sell from, but it's actually liquidity because, like I said, it has to be reacting off a higher time frame zone. I don't want to pinch. Okay, I think I just have to. Let me pinch some. Okay, let me pinch some. For those of you who are watching from your phone screen, I'm sorry you may not be able to see this properly, but then it's fine. Okay, why have I marked this zone? Okay, this is the last up candle before we had this break of structure here. So this is where price was actually reacting from. Okay, this was the supply that sponsored the sell to the downside. Okay, and then we have this large imbalance, okay, from here to here, and then we still had imbalances on the side that needed to be filled. Okay, so we had price. This is a fine example of where fair value gap served as an entry. Okay, if you can see that on my screen, we had this vacuum here. The price had failed to fill a single candle. Candle 1 and candle 3, we are not mitigating. We don't have a mitigation between candle 1 to candle 3. Okay, they were not properly closed. So price came back in here, filled that and continued, but that's not what I'm after today. Okay, so we are trying to trace. So this block, the whole of this move would have been my higher time frame because 15, 15, 30, 15, 15, 30, 1 hour. Okay, so we have 1 hour, 2 hours. So this would have been an order block, a single order block on my 2 hour time frame. Okay, but we are working with the last base here as it's called refinements. A lot of things I have to teach. I don't want to keep jumping, so I will not mention them. I'll just do what I have to do today. So I don't mention and drop on the long run. So we had price weak into this level. So to close this fair value gap here, that is what we had happen here. Let's go back. All right, good. Okay, so that's what actually happened here. So everything that happened before then, we are just liquidity. Okay, we are just liquidity for price, old highs for price to take out. I want to believe you can see my screen properly.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But those of you who are looking from a phone, I'm sorry if it looks too small. Okay, Okay, so we had liquidity just here. Okay, we had liquidity on that top, and then price came above it. Okay, now don't forget that this would have passed for probably a double top formation for, right? A double top formation for retail traders, and then when we had seen this bearish candle close, we'll be looking forward to taking further sales to the downside. And some dumb money traders, okay, some dumb money traders would have actually been looking to sell from this particular order block. And then when it does not happen, they'll begin to say, other blocks are beginning to fail, the concept does not work anymore, blah, 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 so on and so forth. All rubbish. Okay, so we had a fine weak rejection here into that zone. So if I was to trade with the pending order, I would have just gotten in exactly at this point. But then of late, I've been drawn towards taking more of confirmation trades. Okay, so this became the liquidity, which is, don't forget, stop purge before minor break of structure, before mitigation of demand or supply, and then continuation to the downside. Okay. All right, so let's go over it again. Why is this my target? Why am I calling this my minor BS instead of this? It's simple, okay? I've had price give me on my 15 minutes time frame. This was a trend. Okay, this high.
I think your network is disturbing.
Hello, can you hear me?
So we are not. I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing
So
you.
your network is glitching.
Oh God. Okay. If you can hear me now, please just walk with me. The rest of you who cannot hear
Hello?
me, you will hear me properly on the video when it's sent in the group. Okay, so we have these points here mitigated, right? And we had this and back up here. Okay, then we saw further move to the downside, right?
Stop using your face to distract somebody.
And this, and over here. Okay. All right. My structure is not as clean as I want it to be because my cursor is acting up, but that's fine. So we had price come below this point here, take out this previous low, which is our minor break of structure. It is minor because it is still inside of this range from here to here. It's still inside of this range from here. Okay, this is the range from here to here. Is the range. Okay, so any structure that does not violate this range is still minor structure. So we had price come down, violate this level, and then go back into the area, mitigate supply level, and continue to the downside. Now, some people will ask, why did it not take this level? Obviously, personally, I would have wanted price to return back to this level as my RUTO. Okay, but then price failed to do that because price is price. That is why you must always enter every trade with a confirmation. So what would have been my confirmation to entering this particular sale other than waiting for this zone to happen? The same reason why I am considering this for a sale is the same reason why I would have considered this zone. Price keeps doing the same thing, okay? So this would have been my stop purge, and this would have been my new high formed, and this here would have been my BMS that price broke to the downside and giving me a new zone here, okay? But then failed tap liquidity above that zone, which is something I'll actually teach. I don't want to jump to a smaller time frame, but I have an order block inside of here that would have actually given me a sniper entry. Let me bring this down a bit. Yeah, I have an order block inside of here that would have actually given me a sniper entry, and this would have been my move to the downside. Okay. I'm just trying to create the right pictures and then help you get the thought process. Don't forget, stop purge and then the stop purge. Okay, so we traded above this level that was supposed to be some form of new high of resistance, and then mitigated a supply zone, which is this last bullish candle before bearish run that broke structure. Last bullish candle before a bearish run that broke structure to this side, right? So mitigated it, and then we came down to break structure. which is the neutralization of this manipulation. And next thing, we have a new liquidity formed before a block, and then we pierce in and continue to move downward.
Boss, please, can you change to your black background?
What did you say?
Can you please switch to your black background?
No, I'm not comfortable on the black background anymore.
Okay, all right. I will.
Is it too bright?
Yes, it's kind of bright.
You're using your mouse to show. No, when you're using your mouse to show, you're using your mouse, the mouse is too small.
My mouse is too slim.
That's the issue now. We have to see your mouse as your. I have to see your mouse as you're moving, but it's okay. Continue, sir. Continue.
Okay, I can change the color of my mouse. Okay, let me just use a single arrow. All right, I think this is better.
Yeah. I can see it now. Yeah, I can see it now.
Wow, I'm surprised we have consumed 40 minutes already. I'll have to send a new link. Wow, this is very funny.
It's okay, boss. Continue.
How did we consume 30 minutes in a short while? All right, so let's get more. Like I said, this was not the finest of it. Let's get more confidences to what we are actually trying to portray. Let's get more confidences. So let's move to a higher time frame, and then we just have to trace the zones where we have mitigations from a higher time frame, and we trace them to a lower time frame, and then we'll look out for our manipulation and neutralization. So let's get one. Let me look for something that would have passed as an entry. Let me look out for something that would have passed as an entry. I don't have my playback tool on here. It would have been much more easier for me, but then I can make progress. All right. Let's just go back to the 15 minutes. Then we'll get to zones. All right, let's see if we can work with this. All right, great. I think I like this. Nice. Okay, so one more time, we have this level here, right? We should have passed forward my stopwatch, okay? And then price went higher to mitigate that level, okay? And then we have to look forward to a break of structure. It is very important, a break of structure, right? Before
Sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Can we take this SP as intent?
No, you can't take the SP as intent. This is where you take as intent actually. Okay, what happened here, if you want to take this as intent, this could be intent for an uptrend, not intent for a downtrend. But this was our actual intent for a downtrend here. Okay, this small one that happened inside of here, but I don't want to label that as it's almost irrelevant. Okay, so this violation of this smaller inner structure, which would have been 1 minute or 2 minutes break of structure. Okay, was what would have considered as intent. Okay, so we have this here, and then we have our minor break of structure. What did price do? Price continued downward to a level that we had to this block, right? But before then, we went upward. What did we go up to do? I'm trying to get something very fast. Okay, we had this fair value gap inside of here that was yet to be filled.
Yeah, fair value gap.
Right, so that would have served as our RTO, and then price went all the way downward. So number one, stopwatch, right? Price has to break above the stopwatch to inform us that there are liquidity at that point that was taken. And then we need to see price react from the stopwatch. and break our nearest structure, the next available structure.
Structure, okay, yeah.
Right? So we violated structure, and then we went back here to Arutio. Return to order block, return to, I don't call it order block. If you listen, I call it optimum trade entry because it may not be an order block, it may be a fair value gap. Like I said, we can use fair value gaps as entries or as targets. Did I mention that?
Yes, you did.
All right, good. So we went back up here to the fair value gap and then mitigated the quarter of it and continued to move bearish to the downside. So this was a quick move to the downside, okay? Back here to mitigate what? This level of what?
Demand.
Now, the same thing happened here. The same thing that happened here is what happened here. This was what? Our RT, this was our stopwatch. This was our stopwatch, right? And this was our break of structure.
Yes.
And then price failed to mitigate break of structure, failed to mitigate
Minus.
RTO, right? So creating this imbalance here, right?
Okay.
So what did price do? Price use the same process, the same smart money footprint to come back into here to complete a smart money. Who is drawing on my screen? Lord of Jesus. Hey, please. Can you help me clean the map you have on my screen?
Now Bulinga Bank.